Live, I don't know yet.
Okay.
It says YouTube is live.
Hello, everyone. We're just getting all the live broadcasts up and going, and we're trying several today. So
Nope, YouTube's live.
we are on YouTube and LinkedIn and Facebook, going live on all three of those. So, and we're a few minutes early, so we'll just give it a little time while everyone has a chance to come on.
Not live on Facebook yet.
Not live on Facebook yet.
Just kind of waiting for that to be the last one.
Okay. Hope everyone, if you're watching this in real time, it's probably somewhat early for everybody. Hope everyone has a good start to their day.
Yeah, I don't see where we're live on LinkedIn.
All right.
Apparently we are. So,
We are live.
alright, so I guess that's that. And,
So,
alright, that one is good.
all right.
And let's check Facebook now.
So Steven's doing all of the magic back here, trying to make sure that we're live in all of the groups.
Right, so now we just need to tag the group.
If you're on, if you're waiting, thanks for your patience. Send us a message, comment, let us know how your morning's going. What's the weather like where you are? It is sunny here, so that's nice. We had kind of a gray, dreary weekend, so very happy for some sunshine today. Is Facebook being the problem child this morning?
I don't know. It's got to be this little puzzle piece. It's like messing up the link. So I can't send you this link. I'll have to get that fixed. But I can send you this page, and then you can click on it.
So this is not the direct link to the news, but it
not
will get
the
you there.
article that we're discussing today, but
It'll take you to the news page.
To the page, and then you can just click on that main article. Trends, truths, and turning points. Dun dun dun. Okay.
All right. Will you pass the coffee, please?
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah. I didn't realize you had a cup.
I do have a cup. I'm excited about that.
Okay.
All right. So does it look like we're go on all places?
I think so, yeah.
Say hello. Give us a hello or a, I don't know, thumbs up or something. Whatever people do when they're watching live, so we know you're here. My child is in the background probably cringing. Not using the right lingo.
Alright.
All right.
Keep an eye on comments, I guess, if I can. And then I will share my screen and
we'll get the news rolling on this Monday morning.
Okay. That was the
we
quickest.
are.
That was the quickest.
Don't say yet.
That was the
Don't
quickest
jinx us.
live I've ever done. Okay, so let's see. I don't need that page. I need this page. That page.
All right, thanks everyone for your patience. We're about to get started. Steven's going to share the presentation so you can follow along if you would like. If you're just have this rolling in the background for audio, that's cool too.
All right.
All right, Lego play is happening today. So if you hear any extra sounds, it's just some Lego creation going on. All right.
Okay.
Well, welcome everybody. Welcome to 3 Pi Squared News. On this Monday morning. Today is a May 5th. I was about to say April, but April is gone and May is here. So did everyone have a really great Star Wars day yesterday? May the 4th be with you. That's always a fun one, right? All right. So today, April 5th, in the news, what do we have? Standardizing ABA. What are we really doing here? Good question. ABA quality varies widely due to inconsistent state rules and payer demands. Lack of standard metrics makes it hard to track meaningful progress. Leaders call for use of evidence-based practices and outcome data. Initiatives like NADR. What is NADR?
I don't remember.
It will be in the article.
Yeah, it's in the article. Yeah.
Okay, initiatives like NADR aim to unify.
There's a link source there.
Okay.
We can look at it.
Yeah.
I just don't remember off the top of my head.
Well, they aim to unify data collection across providers, and ethical standardized care is vital for long-term trust and sustainability.
Yes.
So tell us more about this.
Yeah, so let's see. We have.
Is this like just
So they did the Autism Summit, Investor Summit. And they had a lot of the National Clearinghouse on Autism event and practices, is what that is.
and CAEP? That was a different one.
Oh, was it? Oh, of course.
National Autism Data Registry. Okay.
So they had like the Autism Investor Summit, and they had a bunch of insurance companies along with some of the bigger names in ABA, and they were discussing what's going on.
I would love to go to that one. It sounds like that. Like I had never heard about it until I saw people post about it this year. Did any of you attend it by chance?
So it's worth a listen, but it's not a lesson. It's worth a read, and you can check out again. These are some of the sources that. Which one is it? I feel like it's this one. That actually looked like the NCAEP. NCAEP. I said it right. Really kind of look. I didn't review it completely. It's kind of big, but it looked like kind of a neat little PDF that they had
for evidence-based
practices, which was kind of neat.
I mean, I love this. I think it's this is kind of where we're going, right?
Yes.
Right, and we need to be going, right, to
Yes.
kind of it's part of that collaborating as a field, really.
Correct.
Like, are we all on the same page on the things that matter to be, Are you seeing a comment?
No. I'm just keeping a track of everything.
Like and getting us all on the same page, and we can really start to.
Just you got to keep on talking while I'm flipping.
Okay.
You have to be. I have to be able to track. You got to get better at this and new stuff, anchor lady.
Yeah. Anyways, I don't know what to say, but no, like, I think this is really good. Like, what do you guys think about this, right? Like, how do you feel about having more consistency and collecting data more similarly and having standardizations in play? Of course, I know there's which standardizations are, what practices are getting chosen to go forward, and is that different than how I like to do it? But but we already evidence-based practices is so important. But also, will that limit us on other things that we could do as well, right?
Yeah.
Even more so, like how much of this is like insurance, the policing, what we're
Yeah,
able to do.
that-
Like,
that's-
it's like you could really look at it either way.
Yes.
You could look at it with the sunshine, like positive of like, oh, this is great. We could all get on the same page, and maybe it will make it a little easier for us to know how to do session notes and
Yeah.
how to collect data, and maybe we can band together and really get some great numbers and research across, But that being said, I show up to these news things blind, so I haven't read these articles. So I really am seriously interested in taking a dive into these and getting more information.
Yeah.
Because I do feel like this is important. I think that this is something that we should keep up with and decide, get more information on to know like how we, like as an individual, how you want to proceed, right?
Yeah, I think that like this again is just it's kind of the writings on the wall here for me is that these big insurance companies are essentially saying we need to be able to measure this better. Like we need to have like okay, you fix that guy's broken arm, got it. His arm is fixed, right? Like they want to make this much easier to understand what we're doing. And I just think that, and I get that that's very difficult, but that's the push. And I think the push for accreditation, this is what it is. I think that this is happening quicker than I may have thought. But yeah, I think that was really what I got from this was that they're pushing for that accreditation process. Again, I feel conflicted by that, as we've discussed many times. I think accreditation is good, but forcing people to do accreditation, not sure is going to have the impact that people might like. So,
And I think this is, doing these like Monday morning news, right? I
Yep.
think is can be helpful for you guys as business leaders, right? Maybe if you're anything like me and you've got so many things on your list and so many things to do and you're not keeping up with this stuff, or you put your head in the sand and like I don't even want to know the news right now. Things are just so crazy out there.
Right.
But this is like a great example of something that's important for us to be aware of and to research and determine, like really sit with us and determine like how you feel about it, because it takes all of us to work together to help this go forward in the way that we want to see it, or fight against it. Like it takes us all being knowledgeable of what's going on, so that we can work together to help like the field, right?
Yep, totally. All right. Next one.
Behavioral health and MA surges 53% in early 2025.
So mergers and acquisitions.
That was my next question. What is M&A? So behavioral health mergers and acquisition surges 53% in early 2025. Private equity interest in behavioral health continues to rise sharply. Autism-focused deals doubled quarter one versus quarter four of 2024. That's 100% growth. Consolidation offers scale and leverage, but also risk. Providers urge to preserve ethics and culture during expansion. Mergers and acquisitions used to diversify services, enter new markets, and boost payer negotiation. All right, tell us more.
Yeah, I mean that's really it. I mean, it's still it's not. I don't think it's as easy to sell as it was a couple of years ago, but and you're certainly not getting as much as you were back then. But I think it's still the private equity still sees this as a potential growth. We did an article I don't know if it was a few weeks ago. I don't remember anymore. But I think it was ABA services was going to go up by 50% over the next, I think, 2032. So this is something that, we're still going to see private equity come in here. And we've talked about this. If you are ready to sell, right, like having your books in order is absolutely critical. That is not something that is like optional, you have to have your books in order. And while this is not a sales pitch, hey, Margin Keepers is right here. You can click on their link, get a free chart of accounts, which will help you start your bookkeeping. But you have to have your books in order. If you think you can go and try to sell your practice, and they say, hey, I want to see your books, I want to, and you're like, well, I think here's my Excel spreadsheet for 2 years ago. That's not going to fly. You are not going to get what you want for your company if your books are not in order. So that is the first thing. And then the second thing I would suggest, if this is how you want to go, how does this company work without you? Again, we talk about it's so important to embed your values in the day-to-day, so you can take a vacation, so you can, it's easier to scale, it's easier to sustain ethical services. But it's key to selling the company. If 90% of your billable hours disappear when you leave, no one's going to buy that company. It's just that's just the way it is. So there are many reasons. It's kind of like when I'm talking about rate negotiation, we want to, the first part of that letter is if a parent calls you up and says, why should I take your services over somebody else's? That's how you start your rate negotiation letter, right? Like some of these things just have, dual purposes. And so building an ethical, sustainable practice will allow you to use this eventually as maybe part of your retirement, right? But you have to have plans in place. You have to have your systems ready to go. Because again, no one wants to buy a hot mess, right? Like nobody wants that. And so the people that are selling right now are the people that are making 10, 15% profit. They're the ones that if I step down as the director, the company still runs. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So like these are key things that have to be set up. And you can check out all of these things. There was conflicting information, honestly. I think it was the Modern Healthcare was like, or it might have been the PwC Health Services. I can't remember. But one of them was like, the deals are down. But the other ones were saying they're actually up. So I don't know. This new stuff is new to me, and having to verify sources and stuff, it's well. So. Yeah, take a look for yourself. If you are interested in selling, feel free to reach out and we can try to point you in the right direction if you need if you need that help. But that's it. That's all I got.
All right. Next article, next piece of news. The growing autism and IDD care gap. 50% shortage of clinicians across the autism IDD sector. So there's 54% shortage of clinicians.
Yes.
That's whoa.
And this is probably why
you have
private
a hard
equity. But private equity is coming in. They're like, I can't build this out, right? Like I can't hire people, so I'm just going to buy it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I think that's probably why there is such a demand for purchasing smaller ABA companies.
Yeah.
Because it's easier to buy it and then hire and grow. Do you know what I mean?
I guess on paper. Then you still gotta
I totally understand. Yeah.
Wow. So okay, just that, like I couldn't even read that because my brain was like trying to like process it and stumble over it. Like that in itself could be very validating to those of you out there who are like, why can't I hire
find anybody?
Or,
yes.
Yeah. So okay, 71% of school districts, this is across the United States,
apparently, yeah,
report special education teacher shortages. Holy cow. Nearly 80% of autistic adults face unemployment. Workforce development and retention are urgent priorities. Strategic scaling must be paired with ethical training and support systems. And I've been in multiple conversations over the last couple of weeks with other like collaborating with other providers, collaborating with ABA business leaders and consulting and all the things, having so many conversations about this. Where is the, what's the problem, right?
Right.
Like but what's underneath it all, right? So does this address any of that?
I mean, not really, right?
It's just
Like,
kind of reporting on where we stand right now.
yeah, I mean, like it's a lot of the things that we've already talked about, like, but it's train your staff, support your staff, right? But this is just like, yeah, I think it's not nice to see it, but it's
Validating.
yeah, it's like misery loves company. You know what I mean? Like, hey, we're all here, right? So I think if you're trying to find staff right now, it's hard, right? It's difficult. It's difficult to and so we go back to the RBT turnover calculator. Like, so it's so important to invest in your staff versus try to hire your way out of this. You're not going to hire your way out of this. You have to maintain your staff. That has to be your focus.
That is. And you also still have to be able to hire those staff to start
Yes,
with,
yes.
and especially if you're starting, or you sometimes you have turnover with those amazing staff that's out of their control, right?
Yes.
Life changes, right? And so, yeah.
So yeah,
Well, let's continue to all work on this.
take a look. Yeah, if any of you, listening, watching, have good ideas on how to maintain staff, if you have any tips or tricks, like this is the thing that I found. It's kind of like billing. You find a good biller, and then everybody starts using that biller, and then that biller gets overworked, and you know what I mean? It's like, okay, I found a sweet spot where I can find employees. I'm not telling anybody.
No,
you know
that
what I mean?
makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, let's just continue to
Yeah.
dig into this and figure out like what we're missing, what we can do to help, right?
All right, and I think this is the last story.
Arkansas's Mom's Children's Book on Autism and Mealtime Struggles. Keandra Thompson, an ABA-trained mother, publishes Zaire's Big Feelings About Feeding, inspired by her son's autism diagnosis and severe feeding challenges. Told from a child's perspective to promote empathy and understanding. Oh, that's awesome. I want to read this book. Highlights sensory aversions and autism and beyond. Available at KeandraThompson.com. Coming to Amazon.
Yeah, I have no idea who this person is. I just saw that, this mom, she's, where is it? Oh, did I miss it? She is, I feel like she, yeah, so she was a preschool therapist, years of developmental, preschool, and ABA therapy. I feel like she had some kind of a degree in childhood, special needs, something or other. I can't remember. But yeah, so she's got a book. It looked really cool. You can go to her website and buy it. I think it was neat.
Oh, that's so cool. Love to support moms, right? Okay, and then I had reached out, and I'll have to
stop sharing.
Post this in LinkedIn and YouTube too, I guess. Like, if all of you watching, we were talking about how sometimes the news can seem so daunting, and there's so much negativity on a Monday morning. And I said, send me your good news, send me your wins, and I will share them. So we did get a win shared.
Oh, just go ahead.
Okay. So someone wrote in and said that one of their past clients graduated from college.
Oh, awesome.
And just landed an internship at Disney World.
Oh, wow.
And they would like to think that they had a part in her success. Her parents say that they did. But the strength and determination that this individual demonstrated was truly beautiful to watch, and she's such an inspiration. So thank you, ABA Business Leader, for sharing that good news about your previous client. It's so fun, right? Those of us who, like, the longer you're in the field, right? It's so cool to see our kids grow up and change, and when you get that. That little gift of a parent reaching back out to you like years later to let you know like how things are going, that can be very motivating and can help us to keep going on what could be an otherwise really tough day. So thank you for sharing that. I'd love to hear more good news stories, like for within your agency or just your day-to-day practices. So
Yeah. Just shouting out Kimberly, hi, and how do you say that?
Lakeisha or I don't have
Lanisha?
my glasses on. I'm so sorry. Lanisha, thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
We'll get better. Oh, and James. Hi, James. Good morning. We'll get better at this whole like live thing, like being more interactive and shouting at people because we love it because connection is like golden, right?
Yeah.
And we have to all, along with knowing our why, right, and remembering our why, reminding ourselves of our why we do this, like connection is the next thing, right?
Yeah.
Like knowing that we're all in this together.
Yeah, working together, and like if I get something wrong on this new stuff, because I don't know if you know this, I'm not a journalist, but we want your feedback on these things as well, right?
Yeah,
it kind of
absolutely.
helps us all. So
Well, that's what this is still a very new thing, and
Yeah.
today is the first day that we posted to multiple
Yeah.
streams at the same time, multiple platforms,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what we said. We're just, a lot of us are so busy, and also those of us who are like at this moment, I don't want to turn on the news. I don't want to be on
Right.
social media too much. I don't really want to. Like, I just need to know what I need to know. And so, and that's kind of Steven is my person in our relationship. And he kind of helps tell me what I need to know. And of course, I'll look into it and research it more. And so we thought, well, why not do this for you guys, you ABA business leaders who are extremely busy and have a lot on your plate. And it also could get conversations going. By no means are we like giving like neutral news, right? We're just bringing it to you and having conversation about it. So
Yep.
we'd love for you to join in that conversation.
Absolutely, yeah. Okay.
All right, well-
I think that's it.
I think that's it. We try to keep it somewhat short.
So I think I have to shut it off on Facebook.
All right, so I'm going to say goodbye. Bear with us as we have like somewhat awkward departure here as we figure out all the pieces out.
You can stare at me while I do this because I don't know what I'm doing. All right. So.
I feel like we need like outro music, like dance it out, right? Do a little dance.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to shut it off. So I'm just gonna shut it off here, and then I'm sure it'll eventually shut off there. So
All right.
have a wonderful day, everyone. We'll talk later.